MMA. Support them because they support us. Now, let us support the Reem, the Demolition Man. He came back with a vengeance on Saturday as well. Big win for him in Beijing, China. He joins us now via the phone. Alistair, how are you?
Yo, Ariel Helwani. Yo.
So good to hear from you, Alistair. Wow, it warms my heart. Congratulations. What a big win.
Warms your heart.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was a neat one too, right?
Did you feel like it was a must-win?
I don't like to talk in must.
Yes.
I don't even like to talk in needed, but this was a needed win. This was a must-win. We had to put him away. We had to put him away in the way we did. I have to say a lot of hours of work went into this prep. I cannot always take my preparation serious, but big thanks to the guys in Denver, Team Elevation. They did a great job in sharpening me up and the mindset and everything. And it worked out. It happened the way it did.
I feel like every time everyone wants to say, oh, Alistair is done, he's past his prime, he's over the hill, you come back with a performance like that to remind us that you are not past your prime, you are not over the hill. I feel like this has happened, several times throughout your career. This one, though, correct me if I'm wrong, this one was special because I feel like after the last two performances, it was starting to, like your age and everything, everyone, like that talk was starting. Like, is it really it for Alistair? Has he really reached that point where we should start talking about retirement? And then, boom, you beat an up-and-comer like Sergey Pavlovich. This one had to feel sweet, if not the sweetest.
Well, I don't know, man. There's been so many fights. This was my 89th fight.
Wow.
So the next one is going to be in my 90th. Yeah, we've made a couple comebacks. I'm just happy the way it turned out, right? And I'm still enjoying the ride. The journey, so to speak, because it was again to a different camp, again a different city, again you got to figure everything out again. I felt age-wise I could still make the jump, so let's just go for it, man. And to be honest, what else to do, right?
Right.
I don't feel old. I feel younger than I am. Obviously, I'm 30. Back in the days when somebody was 38, he was old. I am 38. I don't feel 38. I don't feel old. I'm not gonna say I feel young. I don't feel young either. But I feel like I'm still going strong. I can still, I love training. I love doing it. I'm still kicking ass in the gym. There still is improvement there. I'm still eager to learn. So yeah, and if I put some hair gel in my hair, I look younger too. So forget it. We're not going to give in. We're going to keep on going. We're going to do this one jump extra, and we'll figure it out after that. That was a little bit the mindset going into Denver. I had a great chemistry with the guys over there, and you could say motivation and hunger is back, man.
Okay, so it's been a while since we talked, so I'm just curious, how did you end up in Denver? Obviously, I know that you fought Curtis Blaydes in June back in Chicago, but how did you actually end up there? What was the process that led you to moving out there for this camp and training with Blaydes' team?
Well, it's actually a funny one. So I ran into Blaydes after he beat Mark Hunt, and we started talking a little bit. And I was like, "Hey, let's go train together sometime," because I didn't have much sparring partners, and he's kind of like up and coming guy. But then our fight got announced, so we kind of stopped talking. Then I lost the fight, and then even immediately after the fight, I was like, okay, I need to switch it up. I need to change some things. One second there, Ariel. My daughter is coming to terrorize a little bit.
No problem.
Okay, so then the fight happened, lost the fight. But then after the fight, to me, it was like, hey, I got to switch some things up. It's not working out. So I just shot him a message. And initially, I thought he was training at Dwayne Ludwig. So I was already texting him with Dwayne, hey, let me come do a session. I was actually texting with Neil Melanson. He was also in Denver at the time. But right before I jumped on the plane, I was like, you know what, if I'm going to train with Curtis, let me send him a message. Just let him know I'm coming. Otherwise, it might be awkward if I just show up all of a sudden. So I sent him a message. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, come train. I'll text you the address. So I'm in Denver, and he sends me a message. We're training here and here at this and this time at I think it was 12 or 1 p.m. or something. So I show up, and that was then Team Elevation. I had no idea about Team Elevation, no idea about the coaches, No idea who trained there. So it was weird because I just walked in there, didn't know what to expect, and they were all looking at me like, "What is he doing here?" But yeah, it was like kind of weird. But I just did the session. They were very polite. Team energy was great. And actually, after 2-3 days training there, I kind of already felt like, hey, this is the way to go. I kind of always go on instinct. Of course, rationale, but also instinct, also feeling. And I felt like, hey, I have to really go for this. So after a couple of days, I flew to Albuquerque and had a talk with the coaches there and just gave them the news. I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to stop here. So that was actually the end of Albuquerque. And then still need to figure out Denver, team elevation, but that was easily done. And I've been working my ass off since.
Wow.
That was back in August.
And you stayed there from August to November, or did you go back home in between?
I was back home brief.
Okay.
Brief, just to see my daughter and just to have some things. I had a little brief holiday in Miami too, a couple of days. But I was based in Denver with the new team.
And it wasn't weird for you to be training with Blaydes after what happened in that fight in June?
No, to me it wasn't, because I don't have an ego, and I think for him as well, because he was very cool guy. He's obviously a little bit younger than I am, but yeah, of course I don't treat him that way. He's just an ace fighter, he's top 5. But he was a gentleman, very polite guy, very no ego whatsoever. And that, I don't know, because beforehand you never know how it is, but I just felt really good in that environment. Team elevation, a really good team energy. Coaches were awesome. And they also pay attention to the energy. And I just felt, hey, this is working out. And Curtis was great. Curtis was, yeah.
Would it be fair to say that you're going to stay with them?
That's very fair to say, yeah. But I already decided that before the outcome of this fight, because the growth is there for me. I feel at ease. I feel I'm growing, and I just feel good there.
No secret that you've bounced around a bit over the last few years. Are you hoping that this is your final stop?
Well, obviously it's normal. If you're training for 25 years, of course you're going to have a couple of gyms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a couple of gyms in my 25 years, different coaches. I think it's very healthy also to have different coaches, because every coach has a certain outlook, has a certain luggage, and that can be depleted after a while. So change is not a bad thing. Yeah, and let's be honest, I have a couple more years left in me. Then I think it's time to do something else. I wouldn't want to be like Chuck, right? That's too old. 48. Nah, we're not going to do that. Definitely not going to do that. But a couple more years, yes, and definitely hoping this will be my last stop.
Yeah, when you see that, Alistair, is that a reminder that this game can be very cruel? You could be the man, but if you stick around for too long, you can end up like that, and people are starting to talk about you like in a sort of charity sort of way. And like for I know you're not there yet. You haven't even hit 40 yet. But is it a reminder of, sometimes you can extend your career and it doesn't end up good for you, and it could be very dangerous. Did you view it that way? What happened on Saturday night?
A long time ago, I already realized that the fight game, you're going to be a loser in the fight game sooner or later. So, and that, you shouldn't hang around too long, right? I've been fighting for a long time. My first fight was in 1997, so that's 21 years ago. But, you shouldn't fight. You need to have a clear end point for yourself and don't come back after that. And I understand that you miss it and you're a fighter at heart and this and that. But in my opinion, you need to find other stuff to fill that void. Right.
What do you think you'll do whenever that time comes? How do you fill that void?
I actually gave that a lot of thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to partially live in Thailand, which is one of my goals. It's like beautiful lifestyle there.
Yeah.
I'm going to start to coach because I just love being in the gym. And I'm going to have like a bunch of kids, like I already have 3 girls, but I'm going to have like 3 or 4 more
wow.
kids to keep me nice and busy.
Wow. I remember talking to you not that long ago. You said you don't change diapers, yet you want to have 7 kids? It's a lot of diapers.
That means I must have a great partner, right?
Yes. Wow. Must be nice to have so many kids and never change diapers. I wish I had that deal.
I'm going to tell you something. As soon as the fight career is done, I'll also have to conform and get to it. I'm afraid.
I saw a beautiful picture you posted. Did your daughter come to visit you when you landed? Was she there at the airport? Did she give you flowers or something, or was that from someone else?
Yeah, she came to pick me up. Actually, both daughters, and then my other daughter was. We went to her, so I've seen all my girls.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it's legacy, true legacy.
Yeah. I thought you looked great. I thought you were powerful. You were on point. The finish was vicious. It was somewhat vintage Overeem. Overall, were you happy with the entire body of work?
Very happy, very satisfied. It's kind of funny how you kind of beforehand already feel like, hey, this is going to be it, right?
Yeah.
And that is solely depending on my own shape and form and input and camp and everything. Because my opponent, I didn't know too much from him. You know, of course, you see some fights, but the fights already was some time ago. Actually, the internet lied because it said he was 6'2" and 232 pounds. So I actually thought, hey, this guy's like small. He's actually like a light heavyweight. What is he doing in the heavyweight? But then the guy's like more big than me, right? More massive than me. So I go, okay. So, yeah.
But as you were walking out, you were feeling good. You had a feeling that things would go your way.
Yeah, I felt it right in the camp. Already felt in the camp. Already felt, on the way out, on the walk out, during everything. I already felt. And the other thing that was really good, what was really cool, was the fight being in Beijing. You know, my career being many times in Japan, 12 years in Japan, over 70 trips to Japan, never fought in China. Actually only been there only once during the PR tour 2 years ago. So it was, and I like Asia. Asia's cool. I train in Thailand often. I had a couple fights in Korea, which was like absolutely insane. Fans were, in my opinion, never that crazy as in South Korea. So yeah, China was cool, right? Birthplace of many martial arts, another chapter in my history. So I was like, yeah, very excited about that too.
I was just about to ask you about that. Did you feel any similarities from the crowd? It's not Japan, but did it feel, the Japanese crowd, they're famous for being very quiet and being very respectful. Same kind of thing in China, or is it a different experience?
Yeah, I definitely felt the chemistry. Yeah. The people are different, kind of different. They're kind of different. They're kind of culturally different. They behave different, slightly different.
Okay.
But in the end, I don't know. I just connect well with Asian people, I guess.
How was the food there?
The food was awesome.
Oh.
Food was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you felt like you can get around no problem?
You mean walk around there?
Yeah.
I didn't actually do too much. I was just resting in the hotel mostly.
Okay.
Just focus mode on. And yes, we did do the workouts. We did do the media obligation, but mostly was all around the hotel.
By the way,
I didn't really venture too much out.
After the Blaydes loss, like that was also a very violent finish, and it was somewhat hard to watch, especially knowing you for so long. How long did it take for you to get over that one? Because I remember that night in Chicago, a lot of people were saying like, oh, this could be the end. I mean, that was just really, really, it was a vicious ending, and you can hear it with the elbows on the ground there. For you, both physically and mentally, how long did it take for you to turn the page? You've always been good at that, but for that particular one, I'm curious.
So I went back to Holland, and first I got stitched in the Chicago hospital. So there was like, drama and shooting victims and this and that.
Oh.
Okay, so that was a thing. Joel Romero came in there. He was kind of like punch drunk, something hurt. So he was like screaming for ice cream. That was kind of hilarious.
What?
Okay, so the next day I went back to Holland.
Yeah.
And you start analyzing, you start realizing, hey, what happened? Why did it happen the way it happened? I'm pretty good at that, right? I have a lot of fights, 89 fights now, and it's not my first loss. I've lost several times. I think I have like 80% winning, 20% loss, so that's like a number of losses. I'm good at analyzing it, and I'm good at just looking at what happened objectively and, start making changes. And, to be honest, okay, 16 stitch in my head, never good, right? You don't want to have too many of those losses because that could really be the end of your career. But I don't know. When I lose, I just want to play again. I want to go again. But I'm not going to go again with the same configuration because it's a reason why you lost. We have to change some things, and many times I changed a lot of stuff. Actually, this time I also changed a lot of stuff. The main thing, of course, being the location, being switching teams. But there's a couple more things I changed as well. And then I just want to go again. And I don't know. It seems that new weapons, new ways of training, new methods, they just give you confidence. And I think that's a little bit the essence of mixed martial arts too, right? Of fighting at itself. You keep going, whatever.
What else did you change other than the camp?
I'm not going to give you everything, Ariel. You know that.
Oh, I didn't know it was a personal. Like, is it a very personal thing?
No, it's not a personal thing, but I don't know. I just don't like to talk about everything, and I never talk about everything, right? I never give everything. I give you like a bunch.
Yes.
I mean, it's a little bit hard to deny that I'm training at Team Elevation, right?
Sure.
But no, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want other. I don't know. That's, I think, the guarded side of me. I don't want people to know everything about me.
I know. It's like sometimes, like I asked you in the past about your walkout music, and you still haven't told me. You remember when I asked you after UFC 169, you said I was like a salmon or something? I still didn't get that one.
Yeah. You still are.
Okay, so there are a lot of other things. Wow, multiple things.
Yeah, it's multiple things. A couple of things.
Okay, interesting. Was it hard to fully be happy about the victory when Blaydes, when your friend, your new teammate, and everyone is invested in him as well, he loses? So, like, was that awkward at all for you?
Well, yeah, he definitely is a cool guy. We were actually in the camp together. No ego, man. He's a totally cool guy, totally genuine guy. Humble guy, good guy, right? Zero bad vibes. And trust me, I've trained with a lot of different fighters, champions, legends, all types in the last 25 years. And Curtis is a good guy, man. He's just dedicated to the sport, focused, no bad things at all I can say about him. So he's a total good character. It was a little bit mixed emotions in the locker room because, yes, I had a beautiful victory, and then he had it was a loss. It actually was a loss because he was not really gone, and you would say main event you're allowed to go a little bit further, but then again he was a little bit wobbly. Francis hits hard, like a strong dude.
Yeah.
A little bit of mixed emotions, right? Yeah.
How soon do you want to return?
Well, I could fight again soon if it's up to me.
Oh.
And actually, I have somebody in mind too. That was going to be your next question, right?
Yeah. Well, I saw your tweet earlier today. Are you referring to the Black Beast?
The hot balls.
Hot balls.
The hot balls. Let's go.
That's who you want. You want Derrick Lewis.
Balls. Yeah.
How come?
I'm gonna be putting him away. Well, okay, he's a strong guy, but other than that, I'm not impressed by him. And if I fight him, I'm gonna put him away.
Wow. Okay, so that's the one, because you didn't say Derrick Lewis on Saturday, but now that's who you want.
Well, Saturday, everything was fresh. That was number one. Number two, in America, press conferences are different. It's more America one-liners, challengers, a little bit more, and in Asia it's more respectful and it's a different vibe. So there I was definitely not going to challenge anybody. It was more about the respect. But since you're not Asian, right?
Right.
Now we're back to business.
Okay. Ooh.
Looking ahead.
So Derrick Lewis, that's the guy. Has he done something to bother you, or you just feel like it's a good matchup?
You know, his humor, I think, is stupid. Even though a lot of people are laughing about it, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. But also, I'm gonna take him out.
Okay.
I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna take him out.
So it's somewhat personal.
No, it's absolutely not personal. I've never had anything bad with him, but I'm just gonna take him out.
All right. I love it. Okay, let's go. And sooner rather than later, if possible.
Sooner rather than later, yeah.
Alistair, it's good to have you back, my friend. I was happy for you, genuinely. Big win. People counting you out. I didn't count you out, by the way. I never jumped off the bandwagon.
You had a little doubt, though.
Never.
You had a little doubt.
Never. I'm a ride or die, Alistair. I am not going to jump off until this thing it has no more wheels on it. One wheel left, I'm still there. I got your back.
I'm going to hold you to that, Ariel.
Always. Congratulations, my friend. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, as always, for coming on the show. It's great to talk to you again.
Yeah, baby. Carol, have a good one, and let's go. Hot balls, let's go.
All right. Thank you, Alistair. There he is, Alistair Overeem, coming off the big win over Sergey Pavlovich. And as he just said, he wants hot balls. Derrick Lewis, coming off that loss to Daniel Cormier earlier this month in Madison Square Garden. Let's see. I think it makes sense. Let's see if the UFC obliges.